As COVID cases rise here in California and in fact across a good portion of the country, part of the response is making sure that people have the options to detect and treat the virus as soon as possible. Fox 40's Carmen Dickerson explains.
Rapid testing paired with a medical consultation and COVID-19 treatment is listed as available at 35 locations within an hour of Sacramento. For those without insurance, OptumServe is offering the test to treat sites, including in Woodland at a Yolo County building. At these sites, people will be given a rapid COVID test. If positive, the medical staff on site will set them up with a virtual consultation with the doctor. If the patient meets the health requirements, the doctor will prescribe an antiviral treatment like Paxlovid or Lagevrio. Those test-to-treat sites are an effort by the Biden administration to try and manage COVID as a part of everyday life, while at the same time trying to prevent cases from exploding into record infections. These test-to-treat sites are an effort by the Biden administration to try and manage COVID as a part of everyday life, while at the same time trying to prevent cases from exploding into the record infections of the most recent winter surge. In Sacramento, cases are about 4 times as high as they were just this time last month.
While you point out we're not nearly as high as we were at the beginning of this year, if we had had these numbers a year and a half, 2 years ago, we'd have been in the purple tier, there would be no indoor dining, we would have been looking at a very different reality.
We have been here before, but the previous surges, maybe the vaccination rates were not as high at that time. And also what is different with these subvariants is that even though they're much more contagious, what we're seeing is that the severity is reduced.
Health Officer Dr. Olivia Casirier says she does not anticipate a return to measures like masking or event restrictions at this point.
What we're really watching carefully is the impact on hospitalizations to help us in determining if we need to take additional steps.
Health officials continue to urge people to voluntarily wear N95 masks indoors and stay current with vaccinations and boosters. In Sacramento, Carmen Dickerson, Fox 40 News.